All right, y'all. KevStar362 here again. Let's get into this topic. So we have a rail fan who was banished because what he did is a federal felony. Now, y'all know me. I know how to act. I know where to stand and where to be and where not to be. And if there's a place that's questionable, as a matter of fact, let me see if I can get in on this. Down here, way down there by that concrete wall is an access road. See that big old high wall building down there past the switch gear and the signals here? There is an access road that Norfolk Southern uses. So, oops, too far. So here's the thing. Last time I was here, I was down there because the peak of that roof you saw there also with that square building is the West Virginia DMV and one of the state patrol posts. Well, they don't like people standing around in their parking lot. So I got up on the access road and I asked politely a Norfolk Southern employee who they happen to be here at this station and yard. That's the good way to do it. Ask first. Let somebody know you're going to be here and ask politely, "Hey, can I be here?" And he said, "Yeah, we don't care if you're here as long as you're not on the tracks being stupid, being ignorant, doing illegal shit. We don't mind. Just try not to get photos or videos of us directly. Focus on the trains." So, yep, that's what I do. So this Sebastian kid, and I'm gonna be quite honest, Sebastian is not all there. He's definitely not there. How do I know? Because I have the same disability he does. His speech impairment and his overall logical reasoning is definitely not showing. Now, I've done a deep dive on this, and I've got info and I've got information and other avenues of knowledge that his disability, like mine, is genetic. So he was born with it. He will live with it. He will most likely die with it, just like I will. I was born with it. I will live with it. I have lived with it. And I'll die from it. More than likely. Whenever it's my time to go upstairs or in the dirt down below, so be it. I'm not going to argue that. But his disability, which is also mine, as I said, somewhere in his family resides the same disability. Now, based on what I've seen, this is his parents, maybe even his grandparents and other branches of his family tree. Now, I'm not going to get into specifics about it, but from what I have gathered, while he may not fully understand what is going on, that does not mean he is absolved from accountability. I have done things in my younger years that wound up in some legal situations. I accepted the fact that I have accountability. Now, there are things in the courts, there are stipulations and rules for those who are suffering from impairments and disabilities. But that does not mean accountability is gone. Now, for what Sebastian did, I have seen 8 different videos of federal felonious acts with intent. Now, that's the key part. With intent means he knew what he was doing, and the fact that he did it multiple times suggests to me that he has logical comprehension enough at a level that he understands what he's doing may in fact be wrong or just outright illegal. Now, the morality of this is, yes, he has a disability. He may not be able to completely process the situation he's created, but again, that does not absolve him of accountability of it. I have been in contact with some people, and I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to name what they do, who or where they are, but they have assured me he is on a watch list now. Now, some people seem to think that's accountability enough, because being on a federal watch list means you basically have no privacy anymore. Another aspect of this is he is a minor, and he is under the legal age to be in sole control of his channel. YouTube terms of service and U.S. law state that an individual must be of a minimum age of 13 years old to solely control a social media account. That applies to Facebook, that applies to Twitter, that applies to YouTube, that applies to pretty much all of social media. Because if the company is hosted in the US, or you as a US citizen are using such accounts, you must be of age 13 or greater. Now, Sebastian is only 12. So my question is, why did YouTube allow him to get back on their services after his first channel was deleted? Now, whether YouTube took it down by legal request or he took it down himself, that should have been enough. But no, that wasn't enough, because he had a second channel in which I have found 3 more videos of illegal acts of trespassing and being within a dangerous proximity of active lines. He's even got 2 videos of him watching a switch being activated by dispatch. Now, whether it's the same switching gear that he illegally manipulated or not, I can't say. I have gone up and down the maps looking for the areas he's at. Now, I found the exact spot where he did the illegal manipulation of switch gear, and that is so dangerous. You know, I don't think most of us rail fans, we know how stupid that is and how dangerous that can be. But a lot of these other people who are out here defending him, saying, oh, give him a chance, he didn't do anything wrong. That switch that he manipulated, it is my understanding, after talking to some people, rail fans and officials, once he manually operated that switch, dispatch lost control of it. So if somebody wants to correct me on that, by all means, please do. But had he left that switch in a intermediate or improper position, or to the wrong track, and a train came down that line, we would have had a very disastrous result. A collision, a derailment, with potential for millions of dollars in damages and the potential of loss of life. Now, here's my opinion on this. Because of the significance of the risk, Sebastian should be held accountable by juvenile probation that either restricts and or prohibits any social media engagement that involves railroads, or at least monitored with haste that any more content he uploads and or creates could be used against him in furthering consequences and accountability until the age of 18. Now that watch list is going to sit with him past the age of 18. Now I accept the fact that he's on a federal watch list now. Sebastian has basically ruined any chance of him ever working for a railroad. So he's basically nullified any and all of his dreams of ever being involved with the railroads. That brings about my second question, my second part. What about the parents? Here's the problem I have. With my disability and the way I was brought up, I'm adopted. I have no problem admitting that. It's not like it's a big thing. In fact, the whole situation surrounding that, it was actually a good thing, because I was given a much better chance at life due to the situation concerning my biological parents. And there was information that in my younger years I was not privy to, but as I got older, more information came to light and I had a better understanding of what was going on. So it wasn't a bad thing at all. Now, going past that, the parents seem to have also a predicament of some type of disability. And from what I have gathered, as I stated before, the information I've been going about, either they don't fully understand what Sebastian has gotten into until he was approached by the FRA and the FBI on what he did and what happened. But this was, based on what I found out, this was 8 to 10 months ago, maybe even more. Since then, he has continued to trespass railroad property and do things that are questionable and dangerous. So that brings about the situation: do the parents even care, or are the parents not disciplining or checking on him as they should? That brings about a whole new legal realm. Should the parents be legally involved in this? My answer is yes. I was taught that you respect the laws. You respect people's property. And the totality of this is, sorry about the noise, y'all. A bunch of side-by-sides went by because the Hatfield-McCoy Trail is here now, and it's just now starting to warm up. The totality of this is, in my opinion now, the parents are not doing their part in properly teaching him how and why doing what he's doing around railroads is stupid. So the parents need to be held accountable now as well. Now, whether that comes as contributing to a delinquency of a minor charge, fines, parenting classes, or even CPS, whatever they call it in his state, because every state has a different name for it. We'll call it child services. If they get involved, guarantee you they will learn and things will change. That all being said, I wish no ill intent on Sebastian. I hope he gets the help that he actually needs, because he is displaying some very reckless behavior that will get him hurt, possibly even fatally hurt. And I don't want to hear about that. I don't want to see it. So I wish him the best. But things need to be addressed. And I mean, they seriously do need to be addressed. This is becoming a problem. Accountability is trending downwards to none. And it's just society as a whole needs to be, what's the word I can think of about this? Society needs to be rerouted back to where differing opinions meant no disrespect to someone. Just walk off, say, okay, you have a different opinion, I disagree, and walk away. But no, we are 6 ways to hell and back now, that a difference of opinion means that one of 2 or more parties now becomes the entitled party. And there's all kinds of ways of digging up your info and say, well, you did this, what do you know? Oh, well, you're this kind of person, you don't deserve an opinion, you don't deserve to be heard. That shit needs to stop, y'all. Like, seriously. If somebody wants to have a difference of opinion, I will say my piece and then I will walk away from it. You want to pursue it? Okay, fine. You come at me sideways and stupid, I'll come right back at you sideways and stupid. But don't think you're going to get away with it. Anyways, since I'm here on the railroads, I thought I'd talk about that and bring it up. And let me know what y'all's opinions are. I think Sebastian should be held accountable and proper consequences brought down, with the stipulations of him having a disability. Because as I see it, he's committed 7 Class C federal felonies. No other person would get away with that. Why should he? Granted, his disability, yes, dumb it down a little bit, but he still needs to be held accountable. As far as BNSF is concerned, why was that equipment unlocked? Why was he allowed to go up there into multiple locomotives that were idling and tied down without anyone questioning him multiple times? Why was he allowed to loiter on the ballast of the tracks to watch operations occur? And more importantly, where is the FRA police and BNSF with their statements? I haven't seen anything. I've been looking all over. Apparently somebody wants to bury this. That ain't right. That's dodging accountability. Now, hopefully, as I said, whoever was responsible for maintaining the locks on that track heater and that switch gear, I sure hope to hell is God you learned your lesson, because hopefully you don't work for the railroad anymore. And I pray you never do again. So as always, Capstar 362, be safe, don't be stupid around trains, and don't do stupid shit. Throwing away your life because you want to look cool on YouTube. That's not how this works. And above all, for those of you that know about this incident with young Sebastian, don't be ignorant. Teach the kid about accountability and why it's right and wrong. Don't be one of these idiots going around talking about you need to remove yourself from society by harming yourself. That's ignorant. Even more ignorant than what he did. Now I hope the handful of y'all that did that get some accountability again as well. All right. Y'all have a good one.